Welcome to another edition of the Mizzou Minute. I'm Tod Palmer, beat writer for the Kansas City Star, outside Memorial Stadium, where we're going to talk a little bit about the developments today surrounding Missouri's quarterback situation. Gary Pinkel announced that Maty Mauk will in fact be suspended, at least for the Florida game. He characterized the suspension as indefinite and would not give a timetable for Maty Mauk's potential return. He actually got a little salty when he was talking about that when we see Maty Mauk's name return to the depth chart as it's released on a Monday of game week, that's when we'll know that Maty Mauk is back from his suspension. So that leaves it open for him to be suspended beyond the Florida game. He may have to sit out Georgia and even Vanderbilt as well. I mean, he could be out the entire month of October. It could even extend beyond that. Really, we haven't gotten any clarification other than Maty Mauk is going to miss another game. Drew Lock is going to be your starter once again for Florida. And Drew obviously played very well in his first start, a win Saturday against South Carolina. Lock helped Missouri to a 24-10 victory. He was 16-19 for 108 yards with 2 touchdowns in the first half. They kind of shut him down a little bit in the second half. They got a lot more conservative. He finished the game 21-28 for 136 yards with those 2 touchdowns. No turnovers. That's great news because that's something that Missouri focuses a lot on in terms of quarterback play, is taking care of the football. Missouri now is going to face a much tougher test against Florida. Florida's going to have the best front four that they've seen. They're also going to have the best secondary that Missouri's seen this year. So Drew Lock's really going to be under fire this week. Florida does a great job generating pass rush with just their defensive line. They've got Vernon Hargreaves and some very experienced safeties. You know, they don't play quite as high safety as Missouri does, or sorry, as South Carolina did in the last game. So there might be a few more shots available down the field for this Missouri offense because Florida's a little bit more aggressive and more willing to take chances because they've got such great personnel, including some very fine linebackers. So it's going to be an extremely tough test, but the good news is Lock played well. They should have a little bit more trust in him and feel like he can handle more of the playbook. The offensive line played their best game of the season. You've got to think that they can build off that and have another good game this week. At least that's the hope. And so all signs are pointing to Missouri's offense on a bit of an upswing. Now, obviously, they're facing a Florida team that decimated Ole Miss, who was then ranked number 3 in the country, 38-10 last week. So it's a tall task, but it's a home game, it's homecoming, and you've got to feel like, you know, Missouri under Drew Lock, you want him to, you got to believe that he's going to give them a fighting chance in this one. So it's going to be tough, but Drew Lock is the guy once again, and I know Missouri fans are excited about that, and they should be. He's going to be a fine player when it's all said and done here for Missouri. So anyway, keep up with all the developments this week. You can read more about Drew Lock, Missouri's run game, and the defense and other things throughout the week at kansascity.com.